We continue with our we continue with our Dhamma talk on the faculties. So we have covered on the faculty of faith. So now after covering on the faculty of faith, then the next one I'll cover is the faculty of wisdom. Because rather than we go with the normal way, which is effort, there's the next one, But then I want to make it more of a, you want to see the balancing of it. So therefore I'll cover it as faith and wisdom, and later then we'll cover as effort and concentration, because of their grouping. Now, so last week I mentioned that faith, that this faith is connected with our wholesomeness, something wholesome, something noble, and then you put your confidence into it. Here, like the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and the practice, but they are wholesome in that sense. So when you put this one, then you have the mind is having faith, having a clarity that the mind is free from all this skeptical doubt or all kinds of wrong thoughts. So here also, like in this faith that I've mentioned, that it is not all kinds of faith that we normally use it in the world. It is very specific. That means that the mind that places confidence on something that is real, that means that it exists. That means that they are wholesome in that sense, or they can produce something that produce merits, wholesome merits to you, not just any form of normal worldly faith. So this one is important for us to remember. So here, when we comes into the balancing part of it, especially like in the meditation, then I mentioned that a yogi must be careful not to bring down your faith, in the sense that while you're meditating and things are going clear, and then after that you feel like you want to go and offer to the Buddha, or you want to get up and you want to do chanting, although these are wholesome, but you are not developing the mind. You are already out of it, come out of it, and then you do something else, which is still wholesome, but somewhat lower. So if you do like that, this is a kind of in a way that the inverted comma, the balance is not right. So here it's more like whether you are the suitable type of faith or not the suitable type of faith. So another type of faith that usually normally yogis go into going out of it is, start thinking about wholesome objects. Like meditating, you're supposed to notice your rising, falling, your in-breath, out-breath, or your sensation, or your states of mind, But then you go into the story, and now this time the story is connected with all kinds of Buddha Rupa, or all kinds of objects that normally give you faith, or you see the Sangha, or you see the monks, or you see yourself meditating, or you start thinking about all these things. Then you're already also going out of the bhavana type of faith, so that in a way you are out of it, and then you are not developing the mind. You get stuck with some craving. So that one also is important for us to take note, because this one is very easy for yogis to fall into it. And then, as I said, that this faith is most of us are predominant in faith. Our faith is more predominant. So when our faith is predominant, that means this type of serene type of faith, or the that type of faith which comes with actions, those type of faith, we tend to do it a lot. So that one you have to be careful, especially when you are in the state of meditating. Don't bring yourself into, especially a meditation time, don't bring yourself into halfway. Halfway during your meditation time, you go into like chanting, or you go into doing some other wholesome things. No, that one you have to put aside. Meditation time, you have to keep yourself into meditation. That is important. Then of course, then when we have a higher type of, that means if you practice further and further until there will be time, there will be unshakable faith. Unshakable faith, that means you are firmly confident in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and the triple training, the Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. That one you cannot be shaken in any way, really. Whether in this life, in the future lives, cannot really. Any form of wrong view, any form of our other teachers, worldly teachers, no matter how good their words are, how beautiful their words are, it's not going to easily convince you. So this one is important for us to know. Now, here today and the next few talks, we're going to go into wisdom. We're going to go into wisdom, and we're going to also, just like faith, we're going to look at it in the broad manner. We're going to look at it in a broad manner, and slowly, we're going to look at it in the more narrow sense, and how this wisdom also, when they act, how they act, and how they balance, and how when you have faith and the wisdom come together, all these things, they will also take a number of days or so. So we'll talk about it slowly. We don't need to rush all these stuff things. But in the beginning part, we're going to expand it. We're going to look in wisdom in a broad manner. What sort of wisdom that the Buddha talked about, and when it comes into the balancing part, how are we going to look at it also? Okay, all right, let us go. Now screen sharing with you. Where's this one? Okay. Wait now. Can you all see? Can all right, good. Okay. Now, here, wisdom. The Pali word is panya. Wisdom here in the suttas, and also in Abhidhamma and so on, there are many ways of Buddha describe it. They use different words for it. Some of you keep on looking to the screen even nearer and nearer. That means you can't even see what I'm writing. Susah already. Fu Eng Hua. Next time it's better for you to use a laptop. It's easier to see. Use a little mobile phone. So screen so small. How are you going to see all this thing? Anyway. Wise attention or wise reflection also as another synonymous name to wisdom. Also is synonymous. Sometimes we use the word insight also synonymous to this one. And knowledge also, jnana also is the same also. We use it as interchangeably. Hold on now, one minute. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So, insight, sometimes you use the word insight. Sometimes you use the word insight knowledge. As in especially like in the Vipassana. this is also used as a kind of wisdom. Sometimes they use the word knowledge also is wisdom. Now the word clear comprehension also is wisdom also. Sometimes I interchangeably. But clear comprehension has a somewhat slightly narrow version compared to wisdom. It's like a subset of wisdom. And later maybe I'll talk about it also, between why sometimes you use the word clear comprehension, sometimes why you use the word wisdom. Non-delusion. Non-delusion that they also, that when we talk about the triple root, non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. Non-delusion also here means the wisdom. And in Pali is in Pali is amoha. A-N-M-O-H-A, amoha. And here another one is the seeing things as they really are, or seeing phenomena as they really are. This one is Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dasana. This one is normally we use it. That also signifies wisdom also. So the wisdom got many different words. Here is whatever I could think of. I just put it down. So there are, of course, there are also more things inside there. Okay. Now one thing is that this wisdom, they are not the same as our everyday intelligence. This is totally not the same. Wisdom here, later when we look into it further, is like just like connected to faith, that the wisdom has to be able to discern the reality. It means something that is real, or something that is wholesome or unwholesome. Even wholesome and unwholesome, they are reality. That means anger is reality also. That means they exist. And they have characteristics. Then your mindfulness also is characteristics. That means your mind can able to discern those things, which is connected to reality. So for example, like more things like you learn about karma and vipaka. Karma and vipaka works really, whether you know it or you don't know it, this karma and vipaka still works. So this is reality. This is reality. That means when you're able to discern these things, then this falls under wisdom. Okay? Now, let's say you discern, or not you. Let's say you think about a creator God now, a creator God. A creator God, that means you think about it left and right, whether it's a human or whether it's a special being or whether the unseen being or whatever it is, you think about it and so on. This does not fall under wisdom. Because first of all, that creator type of God does not exist. But we believe it to exist, we think of it in so many ways, so many forms, then this does not fall under wisdom. Now, for example, if you or your children or your whoever, you're learning about, let's say, learning about science. You learn about science, you learn about financial, you learn about financial management, and so on, all these things. These are also don't really fall under wisdom. It falls under intelligence. It falls under intelligence, but this is not under wisdom. Science is good. I mean, not to say that science is this one. Sometimes science also is bordering within wisdom and intelligence also, it bordering around there. But if we are too attached to the science, and then we thought that all the science knowledge is everything, then there'll be a problem. There'll be some problems already for yourself and also for others too. But here, our everyday learning about all this type of worldly knowledge, it's more connected to our vitaka and vichara and perception, not so much on wisdom. Here and there, wisdom also do come in. But more or less is Vittaka Vichara, that one. And how you become more, more intelligent, you repeat on it, you repeat on it, you repeat on it, and then you're getting more clearer about what is going on with the world. How is this, how to do this financial thing, how to understand this stock market. These type of things, these types of things are worldly intelligence, and they are connected more towards Vittaka and Vichara. You learn about, let's say you learn everything and then you become a doctor. You become a doctor and wonderful. You learn a lot of things, a lot of stuff, which is very true. But the person may not have wisdom, because as he practiced being a doctor, but he can do a lot of terrible things. He can do a lot of terrible things because while he's being a doctor, he using his or her knowledge, he can, somebody without a disease, he can knowingly that the person without disease, he says that, okay, you have cancer right now. So when you have those things, when you does this type of things, then of course the doctor wants your business, and then with this type of cancer treatment is big money to them. So big money to them, they don't care about your health. They use you as just to squeeze your money out. Don't care whether you live or die. There are people like that. So although they have a lot of intelligence, but they do not have wisdom. Now, if you have wisdom, then you can able to differentiate what is wholesome and what is unwholesome. While you are doing whatever that you are doing, then you know that this is wholesome that you can do. This is unwholesome that you should not do. Then all this discernment of the mind, then it comes as wisdom, discernment. Sometimes the older words also they use, older texts also they use the word discriminative, that you can able to discriminate one after another, but in the wholesome sense, not in the nowadays sense, because nowadays sense discrimination is all whether your gender discrimination, sexual discrimination, and so on. Find even your status discrimination and so on. Those are unwholesome type of discrimination. So that one also we have to be careful. So here, so make sure that you all know that wisdom and our worldly intelligence, again, they are very different. So too, like when we talk about Saddha and our worldly faith, they are also different, because the worldly faith connected to something wholesome, wisdom also is connected to something wholesome, or able to differentiate what is wholesome and what is unwholesome. So this is important for us to differentiate them out. Okay? Now, the next thing. Here again, we talk about faculty and power. We talk about faculty and power. Again, here last week, and of course the week before that, we talk about faith. The faith is the faculty as a controlling factor. Then it comes as a resolution. That means it's a very, the mind able to set forth, to go forward, to achieve that goal. Power here, as a faculty, for, just to remind us again, the word faculty, as in the indriya, the Pali word is indriya. Now here the word indriya, sometimes if you look into the suttas or even in Abhidhamma, sometimes the indriya has more than just these five, Indriya, it means that something that is controlling, or for example, like like in a government. And then you have a number of ministry. A number of ministry, different ministry have a different function. So that ministry, for example, if he's controlling the financial or all the finance of the country, and then therefore that one is his area or their area. They are dominate in that sense. Now, in the suttas or Abhidhamma also, when they talk about Indriya also, sometimes the eye, as in the EYE, the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, those are also fall under Indriya. The five senses also can be fall under Indriya, because for the function of seeing, you need the eye. And the eye is the one who dominates the whole thing for the seeing. It's his area. You cannot, like ear want to hear, cannot. So hearing, ear is for the hearing. That means it as an indriya, as a faculty. That means it controls, it dominates that a particular area. So too, when it comes into these five faculties, then here also the same thing. The faith control the resolution. That means how you're going to push forward your state of mind. Effort got its own controlling factor, and then mindfulness has got its own way. Concentration got its own way, and wisdom here is the discernment. Dasana. Dasana here is to see or to discern, to able to separate. Mindfulness don't do that, because sometimes we especially meditators, they thought that mindfulness is the one to see things as they are. You can, while you have a lot of mindfulness, you can see this rising, falling, moving this way, that way. Of course, sometimes we generalize the whole thing. It's easier. You not have to go and explain so many things all the time. So generally, we say if you're mindful, if you're sharp, if you're clear, then you can able to see a lot of things in the in-breath, out-breath, rising, falling, sensations, and so on. Normally, we use it generally. But when we are talking about faculties, we got to be very specific. Mindfulness is for the keep the mind in the present, very clear in the present, but it does not do the discerning factor. Whether your rising, falling, go left and right now, the mind, if your mindfulness is there, then it's there. But the wisdom is the one who discern it out that, oh, this one go this way, that one go that way. It go left, it go right, it go top, it go bottom, it go round, and so on. That is the nature of wisdom. It's discern the whole thing carefully. Or sometimes you notice the rising, falling, and then after that, you notice, the mind also is knowing the rising and falling. How does it know the mind and the body separately? Because the power of the wisdom or the faculty of wisdom to able to discern those things. That is the wisdom's area, wisdom ministry, as a faculty. Sometimes you go to university also, they use the word faculty, faculty of biology, faculty of chemistry, faculty of humanistic science, and something like that. So the same thing, they are dominate in their area, as the word faculty. Now here, as a power, as unshaken by delusion, unshaken by delusion here. Delusion means there are two parts of it. First part is not knowing. Second one is knowing wrongly. Okay, first one is not knowing. Second one is knowing wrongly. Not knowing, what does it mean? Not knowing means for example, you do not know the Four Noble Truths. although those things exist, you do not know about it. There are some people, like for example, even gratitude or respect or moral aspect of it, they are also completely in darkness of it. Although people talk about it, their mind totally shut them down. Delusion, not knowing. Or knowing it wrongly. Knowing it wrongly, that means you thought that you talk about this body, these five aggregates, these five aggregates, head, hair, these materiality, feelings, and so on. Then you think about it, think. There must be a self inside that. The I must be connected to it, all these five aggregates. So knowing it wrongly, so that also fall under delusion, moha. Sometimes some teachers also separate between moha and avijja also. You know the word avijja as we use it in the first one in the dependent origination. Sometimes there are some teachers says that the avijja is not knowing. Moha is more like you know things wrongly. But then in the text, usually moha and avijja, they are both synonymous. Both are synonyms. So it all slight change here and there. Slight different here and there. Even like last 2 weeks ago, I mentioned even the faculty and the power. Some teachers also mentioned that powers is higher than faculty. It's more developed than faculty. But then, as I said, that even if you are an enlightened person, you still need to use faculty to go further into development. So therefore, faculty got its own doings, its own way, and power got its own thing. So as I said, that I give you the example like a car. Like a car, you have to move forward. As you move forward, how you control your tire, your engine, your steering wheel, those things are like your faculty. But your power is like your body, the body of the car, that is protect you from all kinds of wind, or the window, the door, your bar inside there. Those things are protecting you from all the rain and snow and thieves and whatever, So those things it protects. So the nature of power also the same thing. So when we are meditating, this faculty and power comes together. It's just that when they are functioning, they do it slightly differently. So what is power? As in when we are meditating. Now here, this power, when it comes into meditation, just give you a simple example. I give you a simple example that, that you see, faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. Okay? When you are meditating, if you are not careful, you only exercise first one, second one, third one, and fourth one, but you didn't exercise the fifth one. If you don't realize that you don't exercise the wisdom part of it, then your meditation won't go very far. You're mindful, but you won't go very far. I give you an example. Maybe give you two simple examples. Two type of yogi. One type of yogi, the first type of yogi, he meditates in this way. He will watch the in-breath, out-breath, or he watch the rising and falling. When you watch the rising, falling, we watch rise, fall, in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. Then, when it comes to the interview, so the teacher asks, what do you note? I note the rising, falling, rising, falling. There or not? It was there? Yeah, it was there. Anything else or not? Nothing already. Rising, falling, hello? What's so big deal about it? In breath, out breath, what is there to see anymore? Just in breath, out breath only now. My mind don't run away. I can able to notice it very quite clearly. Yeah? Exactly, this is only when you practice 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah? When you note an object, when you note the object, you don't realize that you have all these 4, but it is already present in you. You're able to note it. Your mind is not distracted. You can able to notice the object. Are you present? Yes, you are actually very present. You're clear? You're still clear. Not to say that you're not clear. You're not having a lot of floating thoughts here and there. You can still able to notice. Yeah? But can you notice it deeper or not? Can you notice it more clearer, more sharper? Then cannot really. You only can able to notice the rise, fall, rise, or rising, falling, in breath, out breath, long, short, fast, like that only. Nothing else already. That is what I mean by this noting is lacking of that wisdom. Now we look at the second type of the yogi. Now the second type of yogi, it comes also with wisdom. Because you see, wisdom cannot arise if there's no mindfulness on her. Wisdom can only arise when there's mindfulness. It cannot like simply, I don't want mindfulness, I don't want the faith and effort, I just want my wisdom will do. Cannot. So all this faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, they have to come first. Then only the wisdom will come. Because this wisdom, you see the first one and the 1, 2, 3, 4, the first 4, they are not optional. When your mind is noting, the 4 will be there already. Okay? But the 5th one is something optional, the wisdom part. If you don't exercise it, it doesn't come. So you will have to exercise it in order for it to come. So how do you exercise it? Then this will come to the second type of yogi. Now the second type of yogi, when he watch the rising and falling, he watch it carefully. How's the rising, falling is moving? He watch rising and falling. Oh, this rising, it's longer than the falling. Now, a few times it go longer than the falling. I noticed that when the falling is a bit short, then the rising is a bit longer. Now, the yogi is discerning the rising and falling. Yeah? Or the in-breath, out-breath also the same thing. He noticed the in-breath, out-breath. He noticed that, hey, this in-breath, out-breath, one of the nostril is warmer one. How come the other nostril is cooler one? And then he can able to notice it quite clearly, Not one time, but repeatedly a number of times. Then that means some degree of exercising of wisdom is coming in. That means there's a value added in the noting part of it. So he noticed it or she noticed it that how this rising, falling is going this way, going that way, changing here, changing there. So that is important. That is important for a yogi to realize. Because a lot of times, yogi don't exercise wisdom and they unknowingly meditating for some time without realizing that this wisdom is not being exercised properly. Just like for example, like in the walking meditation. Walking meditation is that you walk up, walk down. Mind run or not, mind don't run. But pleasant walk or not, quite pleasant walk. Just right step, left step, and think. Just walk, just walk. And that many people are actually doing it. Many meditators are actually doing it. When they do this type of walking, I mean the whole walking, they do it in this way. I'm not saying that this way is not suitable, but if you're doing it all the time like that, then it can be a problematic. Your wisdom, you're not exercising the wisdom. If you want to exercise the wisdom in the walking, you have to slow down. You have to slow down and you have to pay attention to it a little bit more clearer. How is the lifting like? How is the pulling of the lifting? How is the weight? What is the weight? How is the movement? How is the dropping? How is the sensation? How is the touching? How is the pressure? How is this and that? And what is going on over there? So you see, if you come into my interview, if you don't report this thing, you just wait. I I pull my tongue out a little bit, then I use the wato, I just sharpen it. Sharpen it. Then after that, you die there. And then you cry. Maybe one interview give you chance. Second interview will come in like that. Just do like that. You got, because why? You don't have time. You don't have time to come into the retreat and then just take your time, take it easy and so on. No lah. If I hear things like, because the wisdom factor is the factor really that push you forward, it make you progress. So as I said, you must know when to push. As I said, during the retreat time, as I said, you must go slow. You try to go slow. Sometimes you need to go fast a little bit, yes, which is so, but you cannot do it all the time. But after that, you got to go slow and pay attention to all the sensation and so on. Then in the sitting, you have to make sure that you notice the pain thoroughly, clearly, penetratively, how the pain is like, pulling pain, hard pain, soft pain, this pain, that pain, and then you exercise your wisdom factor. If you just sit there, how's the pain? Pain is pain now. What is there anymore? Pain, hello? Then people report to me like that, Not to say they don't. This is where I have to train them, in order for them to see a little bit more. So this is how you train yourself. All this, sometimes the words when I use, hey, you have to watch this, you have to watch this way, watch that way. I don't use the word wisdom and clear comprehension and so on. If you're able to follow what I said, you really follow what I said, then you're already exercising it already. So during the talk like that, I explain a little bit more of that. At least you know. So the next time when you come into your practice, make sure that you know how to exercise your wisdom. All right? Okay. Now. Oh, yes. As I said here, this is the sutta, one sutta here. Let me put it a bit wide, bigger for all of you. You can see, okay. Because there are these 5 powers. What 5? The power of faith, the power of energy, the power of mindfulness, the power of concentration, and the power of wisdom. These are the 5 powers. Among these 5 powers, the power of wisdom is foremost. The one that holds all in place, the one that unites them. Just as the pig is the chief part of a pig roof house, the part that holds all in place, that unifies them. So among these 5 powers, the power of wisdom is foremost. The one that holds all in place, the one that unites them. So this one is Anguttara Nikaya 5:16. If you've got time, go and have a look. So even the Buddha mentioned the power of wisdom is foremost. That means the the quality of wisdom and the mental factors of wisdom, that one is foremost. Now, when we say that this wisdom is foremost, there's a lot of meaning into it, There's a lot of meaning into it. I just give you a few examples. Okay. All right. Give you a few examples. Give you here. Yeah. Now today we talk about why 4 Rupa Jhana and why 5 Rupa Jhanas. When the sutta mentioned that in the 4 Rupa Jhanas, the 4 Rupa Jhana, as in the suttas, the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. And then we have the 5 Rupa Jhanas, like mentioned in the Abhidhamma. This one was during in the Q&A, one of the Q&A session, almost towards the end already. I'm not sure that time your concentration is still there. No. Or your mind is already running already. Anyway, what I mentioned is this. This four jhana and 5 jhana it's depending on how sharp your wisdom is. If your wisdom is sharp, you attain 4 jhanas. If your wisdom is not so sharp, but still got wisdom, then you attain 5 jhanas. Then you attain all the 5 jhanas. That means what I'm saying is that if you have wisdom, like when you are intelligent in school, you can jump class on it. Yeah, you can jump one form or one standard, you're faster than your own friends at the same age, So too, when you have wisdom, also the same thing. If you're sharp in your wisdom factor, you go through 4 jhanas only. You don't have to go through all the 5 jhanas. But if you like just mediocre like that, like all of us here, mostly I think so, we go through all the 5 jhanas. If we can reach until there, if we can reach until there. So the Abhidhamma and Sutta is not much of a big difference. It's just because of the wisdom. How sharp is the wisdom? Okay? So it's because of the wisdom, all right? Now, the next thing, why this one is also foremost. I've talked about this thing, insight leading to emergence, about, let's say, maybe somewhere in March or April. The one when I was talking about the third noble truth. I talk about exactly the time when you enter into Nibbana, How does the concentration comes in? And I mentioned it quite a lot. And I'm not going to mention all those things here, but what I'm trying to say here is that you see this word average mental faculties and keen mental faculties. Now, average mental faculties, again, is just like the one in 4 jhana and 5th jhana, same thing. But here when those average mental faculty compared to acute or sharp mental faculties, especially when the wisdom is very powerful. Here you see there's one thing that is missing. PR here, this is called a preparation consciousness. That means you got the average one, you got one extra consciousness before the thing, before the Nibbana comes. So those with the sharp wisdom, sharp mental faculties especially, this one is the missing one consciousness there. You see? Again, you may think that one consciousness, also what big deal? One consciousness, after that you attain Nibbana already, right? But the thing is that because of your sharp faculties that you have, next time when you enter into Nibbana, it's so much more faster. It's much more faster, much more clearer compared to an average mental faculties. You see, again, another thing is that, you see all these VMPR, CNCH, vibrating bhavanga, arresting bhavanga, mind or consciousness, preparation consciousness, access consciousness, conformity consciousness, change of lineage, path consciousness, friction consciousness, and the Nibbana element. And is the Nibbana element. Okay. Now, this consciousness that is going to flow through, for those who are average mental faculties, you can't, most probably you won't able to see all the consciousness that passing one after another. Most probably. What you will see that the whole thing is just go and Nibbana already. It's just like passing through a gao liao, Nibbana liao. How do you arrive there? Those people without the sharp wisdom, even able to see, we just know that this, Nibbana already. But the one with the sharp wisdom, then is different. He can able to dissect, He can able to dissect and discern one consciousness after another consciousness, and how that Nibbana able to be realized. that is a big difference. There's a big difference. Like for example, like Sariputta with the keen mental faculties, very sharp. They can able to see one after another, all this consciousness. I mean, during Buddha's time, people have the sharp mental faculties on taipa a lot, Here, very difficult for us to get one. Even want to attain nibbana also susah already. Here, you want to talk some more. Oh, you got average kakin. So anything give you also you sapu already. Just like any vaccine give you right now, you also sapu already. You also take already. Right? So, but just to differentiate why the wisdom is important, because when the wisdom is strong, everything else is strong. When everything else is strong, your development or your attainment of nibbana, how you realize nibbana also slightly different. Not only this, but also when you are in jhana, also the same thing. How you attain jhana, also the same thing. Again here, the average faculties again he got extra preparatory consciousness there. Whereas with the keen one, and I mean the sharp faculties one is missing one also. It's the same also with those with jhana and those with nibbana here. And you can see that let me go up now. See this jhana and these faculties, this and nibbana and jhana, they all looks the same one. There's a vibrating bhavanga, a resting bhavanga, mind this one, and then when it comes into preparation and all that thing, it looks the same one. It's just that the end view consciousness, one is going into seeing nibbana, the other one is going to see the jhana, JH as jhana. So it's just slightly different how they enter into it. Again, those with sharp wisdom, they can see one consciousness after another consciousness arising and passing through, and then how the jhana are able to be seen. So it's the same thing. Same thing also. But then there's something I only right now I remember. There's something I want to show you about. Where is it? I know somewhere. Let me hold on. Now earlier on I was thinking about it. Then after that I forgot to put it inside there. I know it's at the Book of Four. Book of Four. Wait now. Hold on. Book of Four. I know a Book of Four. Hold on. Let me see whether I can find something there or not. Oh, so many. Let me see. Hold on. Yes. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now I share one screen with you. Let me go back to my Zoom. Okay. Hold on. I make it big or wide. I want to. Let me go wider for you. Bigger font. It's like more. This one. Not the top one. Okay. The top one also is okay. All right. The top one is okay. Now, the highlighted one. Bhikkhus, there are 4 modes of practice. What 4? Practice that is painful with sluggish direct knowledge. Practice that is painful with quick direct knowledge. Number 3, practice that is pleasant with sluggish direct knowledge. Practice that is pleasant with quick direct knowledge. These are the 4 modes of practice. Then in the bottom, the next sutta, the next sutta here, then the Buddha explained. And what bhikkhus is these are number 1 here. And what bhikkhus is the practice that is painful with sluggish direct knowledge. Here, someone is by nature strongly prone to lust and often experiences pain and dejection born of lust. By nature, he is strongly prone to hatred and oftentimes experiences pain and dejection born of hatred. By nature, he is strongly prone to delusion and often experiences, let me move this thing, pain and dejection born of delusion. These 5 faculties arise in him feebly, that means not strong. The faculty of faith, the faculty of energy, the faculty of mindfulness, the faculty of concentration, and the faculty of wisdom. Because these 5 faculties are feeble in him, he is sluggish, attains the immediacy condition for the destruction of things. This is called the practice that is painful with sluggish direct knowledge. What it means is that here, this person, a lot of hindrances. The hindrances are strong. The hindrances connected with greed, hatred, delusion is very strong. And the noting power, the mind that is noting, that is the 5 faculties here, also weak. That means when you go forward, there's a lot of hindrances disturbing, a lot of hindrances kacau you, disturbs you, and then your progress is very slow. Sluggish attain, that means very slow. The second one, then you can, the practice is painful. What is practice is painful with direct knowledge. Again, someone is strong in greed, hatred, delusion, often experiences, these 5 faculties in him prominently, faith and so on. Because these 5 faculties are prominent in him, that means strong in him, he attains to the immediacy condition for the destruction of sin. This is called practice that is painful with quick direct knowledge. That means you have still a lot of hindrances, but also your faculties can be also quite strong. Quite strong, that means you can able to progress fast, but difficult to progress. Third one, move this one high. And what is the practice that is pleasant with direct knowledge? Here's someone by nature again with the not strong with greed, hatred, delusion. And then not strong with the greed, hatred, delusion, but the 5 faculties, these 5 faculties arise in him feebly, because these 5 faculties are feeble in him, he sluggishly attains to the immediacy condition for the destruction of sin. This is called a practice that is pleasant with sluggish direct knowledge. That means here, he doesn't have much of sleepiness, doesn't much have greed, no much of hatred, no much of thinking, no much of restless mind, but cannot progress. Not okay, cannot progress. Progress is slow, very slow. Okay, and then for 4th one, of course, the 4th one will be the best. The practice that is pleasant with quick direct knowledge. Here, the hindrances are weak. The hindrances are weak, the greed, hatred, delusion are weak. And the 5 faculties are prominent in him. So he quickly attains the immediacy condition for the destruction of things. This is called the practice that is pleasant with quick direct knowledge. That means all his hindrances are weak and his 5 faculties, that means his noting mind is powerful. With that, he can able to, very fast, he can able to attain this one. Here is, again here, when we see these 5 faculties are prominent in him, once they say that 5 faculties are prominent in him, that means the wisdom is strong already. The wisdom is powerful. By the 5 faculties are feeble, that means it's not strong. That means all of them are not strong already. So that means the wisdom here also is very powerful. So here, the next question is, where do you think you are right now? Where? First one, second one, third one, or 4th one? I mean, this one I've asked many times already. You better know where you are. Is your five hindrances very strong? And then I practice Bekian Bante. How come no progress? How then the question Q&A come? How come Bante no progress? No progress means five faculties not so strong. If your five faculties are strong, then you're able to attain, not attain, but at least your progress can go further, faster. Again here, your hindrances. If your hindrances are weak, then it's easier for you to practice. If hindrances are strong, every now and then you have to struggle with that thinking mind, after struggle with the sleepiness, after finish sleepiness, after again thinking again, then you see that fellow you don't like, you hate, you don't like that yogi, you don't like this yogi, you don't like your room partner, everything. A lot of problem on. Talk about, sorry to say, sometimes the yogis, especially the ladies, sorry. Sometimes they want the curtain to open, want the curtain to close, also quarrel. one the fan, one don't like the fan, also quarrel. Yeah. Even come into the best condition and everything. This our sometimes our hindrances, our hatred and all on, so still very strong. So here you see yourself where you are. You see yourself where you are. You think that you progress fast, and yet you still have a lot of hindrances. Then you got to work on your hindrances a little bit more. Anyway, within that 1, 2, 3, 4, what is good is this: at least you must have a quick, direct knowledge. That means your faculties must be strong. Whether you have more hindrances or less hindrances, both also, I mean, it's okay. It's still all right. You still have to deal with them. But the quick, direct knowledge on that is important, because the quick, direct knowledge, hopefully you can able to attain it in this very life, at least Sotapanna in this very life. You don't have to wait until future lives, you never know. So quick, direct knowledge is important. But nevertheless, this 1, 2, 3, 4, these are not your, it's not fixed one, these are not fixed. This is changing. This is changing. And our faculties and hindrances are changed as we progress. So it is good that you keep on practicing, keep on cultivating, then you'll realize that a lot of times your hindrances, your thinking also not so strong anymore. Then your penetrative part of it also become very clear. So this is something that from the suttas. Many times I talk about it in the Dhamma talks during retreat, but I don't show them where all these things, because a lot of work to do. Here is a bit easier. There's a lot I don't have to do much of it. Now we go through the next one again. All right, we go up here. Now here, again here, just before we go, all right. Again, we want to differentiate again with wisdom. Now earlier on we said that wisdom and intelligence, they're all different, right? Here we want to differentiate the wisdom a little bit more further, especially the Visuddhimagga also mentioned about between wisdom and mere knowing or normal thinking or intelligent or cognizing. Now in the Visuddhimagga, it is mentioned that to understand what is wisdom and what understand as thinking and understand as what is wisdom and of mere again. No. Anyway, it gives you a three this one. One is a child, one is a villager, and one is a money changer. Now, wisdom here is a special way of knowing, separate from perception and cognizing. This one, after that, I'll come back with this. Now, I want to show you another one. I show you another. Oh, I got to stop sharing first. Okay, I'll show you another share of screen. Here. Okay. Here. Okay, here. Okay. All right, sorry. Can you all see? The one, the highlighted one, highlighted one. Suppose there were three people, a child without discretion, a villager, and a money changer, who saw a heap of coins lying on a money changer's counter. The child without discretion knows merely the coins are figured and ornamented, long, square, or round. He does not know that they are reckoned as valuable for human use and enjoyment. And the villager knows that they are figured and ornamented, etc., and they are reckoned as valuable for human use and enjoyment. But he does not know such distinction. This one is genuine, this one is false, this one is half value. The money changer knows all those kind. And he does so by looking at the coin and by listening to the sound of it when it's struck, and by smelling it, smelling its smell, tasting its taste, and weighing it in his hand. And he knows that it was made of a certain village or a town or a city or a certain mountain or by a certain master. And this may be understood as an illustration. Here the child is like, you're just knowing. You're just merely knowing something. Whereas when you come to a villager, the knowing is higher level. That means it comes into a more of thinking level, more of cognizing level. Whereas wisdom, it comes in as more of a penetrative type of knowing. More penetrative type of knowing. And that is important for us to differentiate those things. Because this is not just wholesome or unwholesome. This one is, you know how to bring your mind from just mere knowing to the area of wisdom. Now I stop sharing with this. I stop sharing with this. Okay. Now I go back to the screen just now, my word file again. Stop. I want to go back to my folder. Hey, how come we go back to this one? Wait now. You see this one we should, no, you see to differentiate wisdom with intelligence, is it? You see my word file, right? Not you see the white, okay, all right, okay. Because I'm not sure which one is coming out right now. Sorry, wait now. Let me close this one first. Let me close this one. Okay. Anyway, wait. This one is coming up and then it is not able to close. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Just a little bit more before we do this, before we go, we finish. But it doesn't seem to this one. Anyway, let me share the screen again. Just before we go, something I want to mention something. Just hey, where's this one? Hey, are you seeing the word file? Is it again? Okay, word file. Anyway, I can't see because where's my thing anyway? Now, below there, I put the penetrative mindfulness, right? Penetrative mindfulness. Now, in order for us to understand, this, for us to understand this, if you are been a vipassana meditator, okay? If you have been a vipassana meditator, then it's easier for you to understand. But if you have not been a Vipassana meditator, that will be a bit difficult for you to understand, especially the wisdom part, Now take a simple example. Take a simple example that every day, let's say you're cooking now, You're cooking. You're chopping a vegetable, right? You're chopping a vegetable. Okay. Those people are skillful one. They just do it by chop, 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 chop. Without having, sometimes you don't really have to know. It's all like muscle memory on here. You can able to chop, 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 chop. Then for some people, but after some time, maybe you chop it with more carefulness. You chop it more carefully because you want a certain size, certain way. Then you chop it with more careful. When you chop it with just muscle memory and you just chop, 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 chop like that, this is just mere perception. And when you chop it with a little bit more alertness, okay, you want it to be slight. I want it to be this size. I want it to be a proper size. This one is a bigger size. This one I want it a smaller size. That one I need another size. You know it with a bit more clarity, a little bit more awareness of it. So here is one is just like a child, A mere perception here is just like that child, Just knowing it, just chop, 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 chop through. Then the one is more cognizing, and that means you want it in a certain manner. That means you already start thinking about it already. But the one with the wisdom one, that is different because the nature of wisdom is to able to discern the characteristic, the hardness, such softness, its sensation and everything. Here right now, when you chop it with a clarity, you know that this is hard or this is soft. Or this chopping, it's have heavy or soft. Do you know how you're going to chop it down with a much more clarity than before? Here that sharpness of it, this is like a money changer. That you can able to notice it carefully. That you chop slowly and you know it carefully, and you know it with a hardness, or you know its softness, and you know it that is warm, or you know it is cold, or you know it that this way, that way. That is even more clarity, more sharpness that you need to notice them. Now, if you're a samatha meditator, normally we don't do that. If you're just doing samatha meditation, we don't do like that. Now, even like, for example, another way of this one also the same. Another example is this. Like, for example, sometimes we drink water. Now, in the everyday life, we just take the cup and we drink like that. This is just mere perception. It's just mere perception. But for those who are more thinking about it, then you know that what you are drinking, this is what drink that you are drinking. This is a hot drink, or this is Milo, or this is Coca-Cola, or whatever that you are doing. That you know that you are drinking. But the one that with the mindfulness one, with the clear, sharp, penetrative mindfulness, that means when they drink, they know that this is warm, or this is soft. This is warm, or this is cold. But this is the taste is this way or that way. He knows all the different aspects because the mind can able to discern things much more sharper than just merely thinking of whether this is Coca-Cola or this is Milo, or what drink and what drink only. So there's a different of part of knowing. That's why it says that the separate form of knowing compared to cognizing, compared to mere perception. So at least here we need to know where to bring the mind towards that area of development if we want to develop that wisdom. So until here, we stop until here, and we're going to continue this wisdom again on Wednesday, and then we're going to describe this wisdom a little bit more. All right. So we stop here for tonight.